Hello there, my name is Cheryl Liew-Chng. I'm the creator of the 24-Hour Woman. As an award-winning coach and an international best-selling author, I've been blessed to have worked with more than 5,000 women from around the world to thrive in their work and business and to live a vibrant life. I'm so happy that you are with me today for this particular webinar. We're just going to spend a couple of moments waiting for some of the others to come on in. We are seeing people coming from all around the region and a couple from the US and Europe. Welcome. I wanted to also let you know that two of my colleagues, Ryan and Perlin, are also online, and they are there to help me monitor the comments and the questions that you might be fielding as you go through the webinar today with me. Well, okay, I hope you are ready. Get your pen and paper because I've got lots of things to share with you today. Looking at the top 3 issues that I have been hearing as I went on my book tour recently, and the issues that has been reoccurring also as as I spent my last years teaching and training women from around the world. One of the key things that I will be looking at would be how can I help you to make some of the quick wins. As we are busy 24-hour women, what are some of the things that we can do for some of the quick wins that we can get into? So that's my deal with you today. At the end of the webinar, you will get you will get to know what are the quick wins that you can have if you take action today. Today is as good a day for you to take action as tomorrow. So there's no reason for us to be holding that back. For some of you who have just come on in, you might have heard my story before. I'm raising a young family with my husband. We've got 3 boys. I've worked in the corporate arena for 20 years before I jumped on head in as an entrepreneur, working specifically with organizations and then now with women on what does it take for them to thrive in their work and business and to live a vibrant life. Working with professional, working women, entrepreneur, women have helped me understand and find, what are some of the issues that they have been facing on an ongoing basis as I train and work with women from around the world. My work has now allowed me to, travel, to work with people that I want to really work with, and also to learn with people that I love to work with. So all in all, the reason I'm telling you this is not because I've got it all figured out, but I have found some things that has worked really, really well in my life and in the women that I have coached and I've trained. And in this particular webinar, I'd like to be sharing some of the quick wins with you. So stay with me, make sure you have your pen and paper, because I am going to be sharing with you some of the areas that you can take action immediately for that change. Now you may ask me, Cheryl, change in what particular area? How many of us would like to have more fulfilling relationships, happier relationships with our partners, with our spouse, with our family members, with our children, right? How many of us would tell me that it would really make a great difference if you are more productive and it translates into higher income or higher revenues? Wouldn't that be nice? How many of us would like to have greater clarity? You tell me, Cheryl, I've been running on a day-to-day basis. At the end of the day, I don't really know what's happening. Well, yeah, I've heard about that. Some women that I've worked with, they tell me, Cheryl, at the end of the day, I'm just so tired, I'm disorientated, I'm disillusioned, and frankly, very discouraged. On the other hand, I have women whom we have worked with who say that, no, what a great day I've had today, Cheryl. I'm totally fulfilled, so happy with what I'm doing and so happy and fulfilled with life. Just like the women, I have in the picture right there, watching the sunrise or just witnessing the sunset with great joy and enthusiasm. And that's what I want for you. That you can truly thrive in your work and business and live a vibrant life, spending time with the people that you love, whether in the workplace, in your community, or in your family, and having the resources and time and energy to be doing things that matters most to you. there are certain things that we can do to begin that shift towards that direction. The reason why I'm very passionate about this is because I believe as 24-hour women, we play many roles. And at the same time, we need to know that we need to first feel ourselves that we are energetic and vibrant before we can serve others. Imagine if you were filled, if you were fulfilled, you were vibrant, and you have the energy and passion for your life, what a positive impact you would be for the people around you. How much happier you would be for yourself. That's why I'm very enthused in working with women around the world to help them thrive in their work and business and to live a vibrant life. And the opportunity is right now. You being here on this webinar is half the battle won. Showing up is half the battle won. And I'm going to be sharing with you these key things, how you can eliminate the monster of overwhelm or frustration, how you can create a game plan for greater clarity, energy, and productivity. Imagine if you can double the energy and double the productivity and having a sense of clarity of where you're navigating towards and working out what are the next steps. You game? Alright, at any point in time, if you have any questions, just type it into the questions box. We will catch it from there and let's get started. Overwhelm monster. That's the first thing I'm going to be touching on. I'm overwhelmed. I have so much to do. I'm just running the daily needs and I'm just frustrated. I think first thing is, and this might be counterintuitive, to throw away the to-do list. Why do I say throw away your to-do list? Because many times our to-do list is not doing us any justice. Our to-do list is basically governing us and tying us down as a list. I would like you, however, to have a living document that would be a list of things that you can take or actions that you can take proactively towards your legacy, towards what matters most to you. So if I were to ask you right now, what are 5 things that you can, top of your head, throw away from your to-do list because it has no value at all to building towards your legacy, to building towards where you want to be heading? I'm going to give you a couple of seconds. Write down 5 things that you can throw right down the basket right now. All right. So we have to be mindful that as we add things to our to-do list, we are just not adding more things for us to do. We have to be very careful as we add these things in, or as we have these things on our list. Does it purposefully move us towards where we want to be going? That's one of the key things that you need to be answering for yourself. Next, takes me to the next point, really, pruning. I've worked with women, and when I ask them, so what have you done today? And they probably show me a whole list of things that you did today. And when I ask them, how many of these things that you've done today actively move you towards that which matters most to you in your relationship, in your health, in your career, in what you do, in the way that you're interacting with others, and just basically that which matters most to you? They look at me and they say, well, maybe 10%. But the good news is then they can literally prune away 90% of things that they are doing because it's not leading them towards their legacy. So pruning is something that I've watched my dad do. He loves to garden, and he would be pruning, the bonsai and pruning away the leaves. It reminds me that there might be things that we have carried along the way that we should actually be pruning because it's no longer serving us. It's no longer helping us move towards our legacy. So pruning it on a consistent basis helps you to be focused. Probably not the first time you hear me talk about focus. And I love to say this, that many of the things that I'll be sharing with you, you may say, hey Cheryl, that's just common sense. But let me just ask you then, is it your common practice? because it is the things that you do on a daily basis that becomes a habit that makes a huge difference. So common sense is not common practice. I want you to be able to have great practices so that you are productive throughout the day. Prune regularly so that you focus on that which matters most to you, and then your list then of action to take will really be sharp, focused, and value added. Got that? Next, you want to be productive? Set boundaries. Yes, boundaries, boundaries, and boundaries. And I say this with a lot of empathy and sympathy and really with a lot of determination. Because sometimes when you set boundaries, others will push back. Like my children. When I set boundaries to say that, hey, mom is working or mom is having this thing event on or mom is not free to take you out to the park right now, there will be pushback. They will cry, they may throw their hands, but that's boundaries that you need to set so that you can focus on what needs to be done, and then you are able then to free yourself to focus on that, whether they are your spouse, your friends, your colleagues, your children. So set boundaries, I would say, first at home. For example, whether you would work on weekends, whether you are setting dedicated time for each of the child, or your spouse, or partner, or other family members, whether you are setting boundaries with regards to dedicated time as to when you can interrupt it or not. So setting boundaries at home is very important. When I started telecommuting when I was still in the corporate arena, I had to set boundaries in such an obvious manner. I had to hang a mom's working sign right outside the door of the room where I'm working so that they know very clearly, do not even attempt to knock on the door, mom's working, unless it's an emergency. I took the same practice with me when I, in the workplace. So when I said, how do you set boundaries in the workplace? One, you can literally, whether it will hang an invisible or a very visible sign at your cubicle or at your workplace and say, busy at work, available soon, because you want to focus on the ability to finish the task ahead, whether it's your report or it's a presentation or it is a negotiation strategy that you're thinking through. You do not want to be interrupted. So have that hung out there and then make sure, however, that you do take it off so that other people know that it's time that they can catch up with you, ask you questions and things like that. It's like office open hours, if you like. And so far the doctor is in. Setting that is important so that you know what is important for you to complete in that day, what is important is done. Then you are able to have that freedom and the peace of mind to be working, with others and to be able to answer the other questions. The other boundary that I set for myself is that when I am working, I do turn my phone off to flight mode. I do not want to be interrupted. I turn off my emails so that I literally set the boundaries of no disturbance. Even when, for my office phone, I would pick up and if the person said, hey Cheryl, do you have a minute? Now ask yourself, how many of those calls have actually come in and it actually was only a minute? Not very many. And for individuals that who call you and they might really truly need your help, just let them know that I'm in the middle of something right now. I can come back to you. How can you be productive towards your legacy? And one of the biggest strategies is that you schedule it. Many of us have heard probably from Tony Robbins, if it is not scheduled, it's not going to get done. And I think scheduling is half the battle. The next is that you truly respect the schedule and not move it around. So if you are looking at schedule, I would say number one, schedule all that which is important for you to go in first. and then you can put in the rest. So if you were to just take out your planner right now, yes, I mean it, take out your planner right now and show me and go to the coming 2 weeks. And I want you to put in 5 items. 5 items. So listen up. One, I want you to schedule on a daily basis 15 minutes or so that you can sit down and just spend time with yourself and reflect on what's happened in the day. So that's the first one. Every single day, 15 minutes, schedule that in. I want you to schedule the next item 3 times a week that you will do something physical, like dance, run, swim, go for a walk, go and hike in summer, or if you are by the beach, go run along the beach. Something physical, right? The third, I want you to build in time where you are able to spend time with other people that you love. Yes. For some of us, the challenge is to be able to identify, first of all, who are the people that we love to spend time. But you got to get going, right? Who are the people that you love to spend time with? That's the third one. Fourth, I want you to be able to figure out an hour a day to just work on items that are big items. For example, if you are working towards a promotion, if you are working towards writing a book, if you are working towards building a second career, spend an hour a day, because these are things that will help you build your legacy. And the last one, I want you to be able to spend an hour a week just with people in the office whom you have hardly had time to spend time with, or your workplace that you have hardly had time to spend time with, and build a relationship. Right? So if you look at it, I'm asking you to invest in areas of your psychology, of your physiology, right? To increase your, to be able to help you to get different perspective, your mindset, through journaling, talking to different people. I want you to be building relationships, which is, a very key area in terms of impact and influence. I want you to building your health so that you can truly increase your energy, and with that your productivity. Right? So when you schedule, make sure you schedule these things in so that it's really going to help you towards that is supposed to be in a very productive manner. Alright, so you want to know which of these 4 would give you a quick win? I know we're all very busy, so Cheryl, tell me which is the first one I should do. I would say schedule. Because schedule has a couple of impacts. One, you put it down, you do it, it becomes a habit. It then helps you to build a longer term strategy towards dealing with the overwhelm. Alright, so that would be first thing that we cover, which is that you will take action towards being productive towards your legacy. Now, I am very respectful of your time, and I know that we did spend a little more time in this area, because I feel that this is the first area that you can have so many quick wins. And I hope you're taking down notes so that you get started with this. And as you prune it off, you realize that you are freeing up more time, you're freeing up more energy, and you can be able to put in things that actually then further down the road matters more to you. And before I take on to solution number 2, to us having greater clarity in our lives and dealing with the overwhelm and having a life that's excellent, I just want to share with you that I am hosting a live event, the 24-hour Woman Mastery Live event in July in Singapore. And the first 15 that register, that is from this particular webinar, gets to spend some one-on-one time with me. And for me to just have a strategy call, it's at $500, but the first 50 will get to spend a complimentary strategy call with me as you register for the 24-hour Woman Mastery Live event. For those of you who, you are jumping ahead, you just want to say, tell me all about it, Cheryl. just click yes, I want to attend, and you will be given the information on the event site. I'll come back to this again as we head towards the later part of this particular webinar. But I know that for some of you, it's just you don't have the time to spend a whole hour, and I don't want you to miss this awesome opportunity. So I thought I would just share with you right now. First 15 that registers for the 24-hour Women Mastery live event gets to spend one-on-one time with me. Next, I want to talk about expectations. And this is one of the phrases I have, that you should not wear a ski jacket on a tropical vacation. And that's because when you do that, you see that there's a total misalignment. There's a total, mismatch of expectation and mismatch of whatever that's happening. So, in dealing with this, we will help you in dealing with overwhelm or managing expectations of others to navigate your work-life pattern when you know that there is a match between your expectations and the expectation of others of you. So the one is very clear: do not second guess, do ask. And when you ask and clarify, people will share with you their point of view. And for me, it was a great learning in my career when for some of you, you know that I have transited through 5 different industries and at different, holding different positions, but always ended up at a very senior level. But I've entered into industries where I had very little domain knowledge, and also I always go in and try to assess the expectation, and I always tell people that I work with, help me understand. Because when you use that, you will begin to hear their side of the story and help them understand where you're coming from, and you also is then able to assess what is their expectation of you, and that you're able to level up or you're able to manage the expectation. So there's no harm in saying, help me understand. The other piece that I see around the world with many of the women I work with is managing expectations of self. Depending on how we've grown up, what kind of expectations that we have, and very often I see this in Asian families, that the expectation of the individuals carries a lot more than just an individual. It's about family and where the family stands and things like that. But you got to know at the end of the day, you are answerable in your own life, and therefore you need to live up to your own expectations and yours alone, not the expectation that overlays, for example, your parents or the society that we are in. For you to be truly fulfilled and happy, you need to have your authentic self expressed. So really, do not wear a ski jacket on a tropical vacation. Matching your living legacy, knowing what you want to be known for at the end of the day, knowing what it is that matters most to you. Therefore, you are then able to match the expectation, your action, your behaviors, the choices and the decisions that you make. That will allow you to have a life that's most excellent, to have a life that's full of clarity and certainty of where you're headed. That's what matching to your living legacy is all about. Matching your confidence and competence. So if you are happy with the role that you have, you're happy with what you're doing, but you feel that there's just some you're struggling to be able to meet those, ask yourself, is it an issue just purely of confidence because it's something that you have not tried, or is it an issue of competence? There is a mismatch in the sense of your abilities, your skills, or your knowledge. And it's a great time then to hop on to putting in your schedule time for your own learning and time for your own development. And I think this is the quick win area if you were to embark into this particular piece, where you look at what can help you grow in your confidence and help you grow in your confidence. In the solution number 3 that I'm going to get into, I basically on the screen, for those of you who can't see, on the screen I have a lovely workbook, and it says 5 simple practices to a vibrant life. And this is the piece where I would love to be able to unlock this bonus for you. For the first, if we have more than 25 registration right now for the 24-hour Woman Mastery Program that's held live in Singapore in July. I will unlock this bonus and email this book to you, 5 simple practices for a vibrant life, that complements solution number 3 that I'm going to talk about short now. If I have more than 25 registration for the live event that's upcoming in July. Alright, and Ryan and Colleen are going to keep track. Once we hit that number, boom, you are going to be receiving that bonus. Lovely workbook that will guide you through what life most excellent for 5 simple practices to a vibrant life. Let's get on to solution number 3. Solution number 3 deals with the 5 pillars of the 24-hour. It starts off on the left-hand side about your own values and passion. And I think, if you recall, I asked you in your schedule to set aside 15 minutes a day to reflect and to just think about what kind of day you had, etc. Is to basically help you identify what you value, what are you passionate about. I know it is an entire discovery process. If I were to ask you right now, some of us may be able to say straight out what are our values, what we're passionate about. And for those of you who do a great job, because you have so much more in you that you can unlock. For those of us who are still navigating or we have not spent the time to discover about ourselves, this is the time to get started, right? And then next, let's look at defining as you evolve what's your living legacy. For some of us, we know. For some of us, we're just getting started in the work and getting into the workplace. So it may take us some time to discover ourselves and evolve with regards to our living legacy. How do we get started? So there are 5 pillars, and these are foundational. Again, I want to teach you things that you can start using immediately, but it will also help you scale up as you navigate the challenges of work life and as you go into different career or life stage. First pillar is that of appreciation. So you see that I have that in the pillar, and on the right hand side there is a space. Guess what the space is for? Yes, it's for you to draw this diagram and for you to be able to answer this particular question. So when I say appreciation, what comes to your mind? Right? And the first simple practice I want you to write down is that I will offer ongoing appreciation. Right? In the words of Oprah Winfrey, be thankful for what you have. You end up having more. If you concentrate on what you don't, you will never ever have enough. So be showing your appreciation on an ongoing basis. So on a scale of 1 to 10, you ask yourself, where are you in terms of showing appreciation on a daily basis, on an ongoing basis? Right? 1 being never, and 10 is always appreciating people and right? And wherever you stand, perhaps 1 or 2 points as to how you can implement that. Okay? Let me give you an example. Who are you grateful for today? Or can you name 3 things that you can appreciate right now? And if you do feel hopeless and like nothing good ever is going to happen again, write down something positive that happened to you so that you always remind yourself about that and you appreciate that that has happened. Right? So that's pillar number 1, appreciation. Pillar number 2 is on awareness. Again, on a scale of 1 to 10, where do you think you stand in the practice of awareness? Use awareness to launch your legacy. A very famous photographer once said, how high your awareness level is determines how much meaning you can get in your world. So if you feel that you are having a very boring life, or you feel that life is just meaningless, well, pay attention more to things that's happening around you. When you are more aware and derive greater meaning in what's happening around you, you will be able to find so much more meaning and purpose in your daily life, and therefore having a life that's most excellent makes it meaningful. So use awareness to launch your legacy. Know what's happening around you. What are some of the pointers to help you in that particular area? Ask yourself in the next 7 days, what makes you feel passionate and alive? Ask yourself this question for the next 7 days. Write that down. What makes you feel passionate and alive over the next 7 days? And you will be able to find answers that help you determine what is your life most excellent. What will help you gain more fulfillment, greater sense of vibrancy, and greater sense of happiness. The next pillar is that of accountability. Yes, I know this is a challenging one for a lot of us, because we're like, there are so many things for me to do. Accountability drives you forward. And it goes hand in hand with productivity, and it goes hand in hand with your increase in energy toward that which matters most to you. Take the words of Henry Ford. Whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. So share with somebody, have somebody that you can be accountable to about what you want to be doing. Right? And I want to also say, accountability is not just about moving forward, but it's also about things that didn't go that well. Very often, we either hear people say, oh, okay, that happened, I'm taking responsibility for it, I'm going to fix it. Or others who say, the enemy is out there. It happened because he, or they. It's always somebody that's out there. But if you're accountable, then you need to be able to make that shift. And one of the most critical decisions is, what decisions will you make today so that you are further along the path to your legacy tomorrow? Only you can be accountable for that, because only you have that say and control over your life. So on a scale of 1 to 10, once again, where do you stand in that of taking accountability for your own life? Right? The next one is that of acceptance. Right? So we spoke a little bit about this in accountability. It happened, I take full responsibility for that, but we never move past that. Have you met people who, they are living, it's 20 years down the road that incident happened, but they're still living in those years, living with those pains, or living in that past glory? Right, I want you to look at yourself and say, okay, where am I in acceptance? That yes, the glory happened, and it was great. I accept it, and then I'm moving on. I'm moving forward. Or in a quote by one of my favorite mentor is, if we hold on to the mistake, we can't see our own glory in the mirror, because we have the mistake between our faces and the mirror. We can't see what we are capable of being. We can ask forgiveness of others, but in the end, the real forgiveness is in one's own self. So accept that which might have happened and then move along. Because if not, that thing that's going to be holding you back in terms of having a free, fulfilled, vibrant, happy life, that's yours. The last one is on action. Yes, it's prone towards action, and you might have seen one of the phrases that we use: intention plus implementation equals transformation. So we all might have the greatest intention, great ideas, but ideas without implementation doesn't come to fruition. So practice taking action even if in smallest ways. So again, from 1 to 10, where are you in the area of taking action? The saying goes, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. So that you don't know that, don't tell me, oh Cheryl, I'm already in my 50s. Yeah, there's not, no, it's a done deal. No, it's not. This is as good a time for you to take action as any time. Take action today, why wait till tomorrow? Right? So take action. What does that mean? One, I want you to take action in this manner. What are the actions that you can take that will move you closer to your mother's and what not? And a very gentle warning to you too that inaction is in itself an action. So even if you don't take an active action, not taking an action, you are taking a step. You are basically taking action. Alright? So these are the 5 pillars. The intention for this as a solution is that you build strong foundation. Regardless what happens, these 5 pillars holds true. And we do a very deep dive into this in the live event because it is about working through this, sharing with a community of like-minded women, and at the same time to be able to put aside what space time to rediscover about yourself and to once again build strong foundations for yourself as you go forward. One of the key pieces that I want and a quote that I love is by Edmund Lee. It says, surround yourself with the dreamers and the doers, the believers and the thinkers. But most of all, surround yourself with those who see the greatness within you, even when you don't see it yourself. And that's the great joy that I have. I was blessed to have so many mentors and teachers that came my way and saw the greatness within me that I didn't see in myself and helped me along the way and guide me along the way. And in my work now to inspire and to empower others, I am now able to see the greatness in others, see the greatness in you, that you are able to live a life that's most excellent, to thrive in your work and your business and live a vibrant life, a happy, fulfilled, and vibrant life. A life that matters, doing things that matters most to you with people that matters most to you. When I wrote the book, it was really about accessibility of all these ideas and concepts that, and experiences that I've had for myself and as I've worked through with others over the last, 5 years. The book was a way for me to allow others to have accessibility. Having the 24-hour Woman Mastery Live event allows me to bring the accessibility to a greater level in that it brings about that transformation. There is a whole element of having the ideas from the book and beyond, implementing it with the like-minded women that you will meet at this live event, and seeing that transformation take place. Therefore, the 24-hour Woman Mastery Live event is an awesome event, and I just want to take a couple of moments to share with you. And in the meantime, we will also, key in any of the questions that you might have, so that I can be taking your questions as we get through with a little bit more of the webinar. Again, just to repeat that the first 15 to register, and I think we're going to hit that very soon, gets a complimentary 30-minute strategy session with me, so register right now. Now, let me just back up and tell you what the 24-hour Woman Mastery Live event is for. If you want to eliminate the overwhelm and the frustration, you want a bigger game plan, you want to deep dive into strategies and techniques that work, and work through the exercises there with like-minded women and build that community around you, and leave with a plan that will help you navigate through, and to be connected with me and my guests and my other 24-hour women that you will be meeting, then come for the 24-hour Woman Live event. You will get the intention there, you will get the implementation there, you will see the transformation as I coach you through, as I train, and as you work through the exercises and spend time with like-minded women who will become your growth friends. Your growth friends as you embark on this particular journey. It is, if you, however, feel that, Cheryl, I think I'm okay where I am now. I'll just cope. It is, it's a boring life, but hey, it's a done deal. Well, then I highly encourage you not to come for the event because you will be blown away by the energy, by the vibrancy, and by the sheer enthusiasm of the women there who want to have a life that eliminates the overwhelm, the frustration, and move towards their living legacy. And to be able to have the clarity as to when, where, and how you would get there. What is it all about? It is a hands-on experience. It is about how we can make a transformation for your life through, diving deep into the pillars of the successful 24-hour woman, looking at the fundamental practices that you can build. Yes, I mean you. You can build as a 24-hour woman to have a sustained focus. And I mean sustained because we have had people who have peak experience, a very peak performance, and then they crash thereafter and never recovered. We want you to have that built-in sustainability because life is about a marathon and life is not a sprint. So we want you to have that sustained, dynamic, and impactful living. And leave the 24-hour Woman Mastery Life event with a game plan. And I'm not going to leave you there. I'm going to be following up with you thereafter because it is about a new habit. It is about a new lifestyle that you are embarking on. These are some of the things that people are saying about the event. Right, so check this out. What can I say? Excellent session with great transition support. Big thank you to Cheryl and the team from Amber. Had an awesome time at the training, and what's more important is the networking with the fantastic women and Cheryl's ongoing support as I make new shifts from Jessica. So I'm not going to just, work with you over that couple of days from the 9th to the 11th of July and then leave you there. I'm going to be there supporting you in this particular transition. Plus, okay, this is what is most awesome. I've been working on some of the bonuses and I've been getting feedback from the women that I've worked with. These are the bonuses that I'm putting together and a couple more that's in the works. First, number one is priceless because you will be in a closed Facebook group, interaction and opportunity for community building with other high achievers like yourself in that live event. You will be making lasting bonds and friendship that you can carry through. I have had that experience. I've gone through some of this transformational training, and to this day, many of those that I've met there are still the people that I count on as my group friends. Bonus number two, part of the hand-holding and to have sustained growth is I am giving away my online access to my brand new 24-hour Woman Mastery course that will deep dive into some of the trainings that I can only teach you that much in that live event. So it will basically hammer in and really get deep in to help you to build those habits and practices. The program, is valued at $497. It's given to you as a bonus as you come on for our live event. The other areas would be, so I have always had this request at the end of my sessions is, well, Cheryl, what else should we be doing? What should we be reading? Who should we be keeping an eye on? You have my bonus number 3 of premier resources for additional support. I will be picking up books that you should get into, magazines that you should read, web links, web sites that you should get into and see what people are doing and learn more from them. I will do all the sieving out and just going through the whole throw for you so that you will really be able to focus on, okay, I'm going to read these 12 books and these 12 books are chosen for specific reasons. Or these websites because they are chosen for specific reasons. This particular bonus is valued at $997. Bonus number 4. There are very seldom that I actually spend time on a one-to-one basis. This bonus number 4 is valued at $997 because for 6 weeks after the live training, I will be following up with you. Yes, I will be following up because your transition and your transformation is as important for me, that I see that you do move into the direction that you want to see for yourself. So after the live event, I will be on a 6 weeks follow-up group coaching call with you and the group of women that you have learned with, and you can ask me your toughest questions. Many a times the questions doesn't come during the live event because there's just a fair bit that you need to unpack. But when you start implementing, that's where the questions come in, that's where some of the tweaks needs to take place. I will be holding hot seats where you might be the person that I choose to work with one-on-one on that call while others listen in, so that I can deep dive and have you work through some of those issues and be able to have that great experience of being coached online. So all in all the 4 bonuses that you have. First will be the Facebook group that you will have with the women that you would meet. That is priceless because that's about relationship and friendship through the years. And then the $497 value online training that will continue with you after you finish a live event. And then the bonus of all the premium resources I'm going to pick up for you. And the 6 weeks follow-up calls that you're going to get from me on a group coaching. I seldom spend time on a one-on-one strategy or one-on-one coaching call. Limited numbers that I would spend with that because of my time and commitment for other things that's happening. But I will spend 6 weeks on a follow-up group coaching call as you come into the 24-hour Women Mastery Live event. And yes, hold the applause. Our lovely venue that we've been hosting this, we're going to be hosting this in Singapore on the lovely Amara Sanctuary Resort on Sentosa from the 9th to the 11th. We have curated wonderful experiences for you and negotiated a great price for you if you want to stay in. Better still, come with a friend and then split the cost for accommodation. Lovely place for you to be in. And so that's what we have put together. Come on in for the 24-hour Women Mastery Live event. First 15 of you, you get the free one-on-one strategy call with me already. But if you didn't make it the first 15, the bonuses are awesome. You look at it, an overall bonus worth more than $2,490 something worth of bonuses is there for you. And at this point in time, if you were to register right now, you are entitled to an early adopters registration rate and you at a 30% savings of the full price. So at $697, you get all the 4 bonuses. You have 30% of savings from the full price. And if you were the first 15, congratulations, you get the one-on-one strategy session with me. All right, I'm going to leave this here and I'm going to be taking questions. So let me see whether we have any questions. Helene and Ryan? Okay, let's see. One of the questions, you mentioned having mentors as being a big key for you. Who do you look up to and respect the most right now? And how do you get mentors who can help you along the way or a great accountability partner? Well, I always believe that you need to take action. So for me, I actively go out and look for my mentors. One of the mentors that I've had was somebody that was from, at least 2 of them were from my corporate working days. One would be Dr. Jennifer Lee, who was my former boss, an awesome lady, and to this day, she's one that I respect. Why? One, she allows you to have different perspective, and yet she would ask you questions that would challenge your perspective, and that results in me making a lot more robust decisions. And she is also one who gives you the autonomy to be yourself and to express yourself in a way that is most contributing to the task at hand. So I had a wonderful time working with her, and even after I left the organization, I still sought her out as my mentor in a lot of the work that I'm doing right now in my business. She was also the one who introduced me to the whole agenda of empowering women to thrive, because she realizes, and I realize too, life is going to get more and more complex, and the roles that women play does not lessen. So how can we really be equipped to thrive in our work-life challenges? The second mentor I have is a very business-related mentor, and really I don't have a full business training, and I'll go to her and ask her about business. She is a global, she's known globally as a businesswoman, and she provides me different perspectives. So if you were to choose for a mentor, you don't have to just settle for one. You can work with me for a certain, you can come to me for certain areas and go to another that might offer you perspective, in a different area. My area is how can I see, bring out the full potential in you? How can I help you to become a high performer? How can I help you to live a life that you desire and you dream of, being with the people that you love and doing the work that you love? I'm probably a great person to work with if you want to look at how can I be a woman of impact and influence in an era where it's really leadership with no titles. So as you choose your mentor, look beyond one, and that was what I did. And many of the women that I work with now have gone through different areas in their careers, climbed the different corporate ladder, risen up the ranks, and many of them came back and said this is one of the strategies that worked very well for them. Choosing accountability partners. This, I would say, look for someone that you trust. Look for someone who is probably neutral and has no hidden agenda, but truly wants to help you, but suspend their own judgment. It is about allowing you to take full responsibility in that navigation, but be there to nudge you along and to give you a little push when needed. And for me, that accountability comes from being part of a mastermind group, and that's why I set up the Facebook closed group. Because you might be able to find your accountability partner in your mastermind group in that Facebook closed group. I have a mastermind group that I go back to for accountability, and I will tell them I'm in the process of developing a brand new program, and this is what I intend to do, and they hold me to it. That's the person that you should be looking for in terms of your accountability. Next, another question that we have is what kind of calendar or to-do list tool do you use? Any great tools recommend? Well, yeah, I have a productivity sheet that I look in every single day, and I start off with looking at what are my 90 days plan. I focus on 90 days because they helps me focus on the horizon on the short term. But I also look at what are my full 90 days plan that actually sees me through the year on a rolling basis. Then I look at what are my to-dos that will help me to move the needle for that 90-day plan. So for example, in running this live event, there are lots of moving parts and my task list to my team that needs to go out. One of the pieces that I found that an awesome tool that I just found is a product that's called White Lines. It is like a little journal or notebook. It has white lines on it, but the great thing about it is that it helps you to connect online. You can choose, as you write on it as a journal, you can choose to sync it to, get this, Evernote, or you can sync it to your Google Docs. It was recommended to me by one of my mentor again, and it served me very well. Google Docs is something that I've gotten used to using, particularly when I'm now working with a team that's global. That's where a lot of the calendar, the documents, and all keep everything in one place, and there's less of a mess of looking for stuff. Let me see if there's any other question. So there is a question that asks, is there a payment plan, Cheryl, for the 24-hour Women Mastery Live event? Well, there are payment plans, so all you need to do is click on yes, I want to attend, and let's see what's available depending on when you come on board the program. Because if it was too late to into our offers, then the plan might not be available at all. But certainly, $697 is a wonderful price point already. 30% savings for a 3-day live event with me and a room of other dynamic women. The bonuses of being in a Facebook group to continue that relationship and to be able to continue that training into a deep dive with my $497 value online program compliments from me to help you continue with your training. $997 value for bonus number 3, handpicked resources that will help you in different areas that we will talk about. And $997 value is a great value because I will be there with you for 6 weeks for your online group coaching calls. My name is Cheryl, and I look forward to welcoming you to the 24-Hour Woman Mastery Live event. If you have any questions at all, head on to the 24hourwoman.com and send us any of the comments or questions that you might have. I look forward to seeing you there, and I can't thank you enough for staying with me in this past hour for our webcast. Put those learnings into action right now, and I look forward to seeing you at the live event. Bye now.